Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk.
We're hanging out with our special guest, Anita.
Hey! How are you?
We are so happy you got a seat on the table.
Thank you. I really waited for that phone call, guys. I was just like, okay, I see where we're going with this. It's like 10 years in and they've never called me.
Anita,
Thank you for having me
did
on.
one of my first interviews ever on
Really?
Teen Republic,
No
and
way.
I loved it so much. And I'm not just saying that because you're on TV. Like,
Oh,
I
that's
really
so great.
enjoyed
Thank
it.
you.
That as well.
Oh my
I
god.
think
Oh
when I met
my
Anita. Anita, do you know you did my first interview? I think you were coming from, was it UG or whatever? You just called me and you said you wanted to do an interview.
Are you
You
serious?
cannot even remember.
she can't
She
remember.
was
She remembers
so
me.
young. Like she was so young.
No, I don't
and
remember
she,
you.
I'm gonna remind
Trying to
you
be
though.
fair here.
I'm gonna remind
Monique,
you.
when are me and you gonna get to name drop? Hi, babe.
No worries.
How you doing? My name is Ella.
Anita, I know you.
You know what I love is, you know, before you came on, we were talking about age and, you know, girls like you have grown up right in front of the screen. How has that been?
There's no privacy. That totally sucks. I think that's one of the things that I've not enjoyed the most.
Yeah.
And you're constantly under this microscope where everything you do is scrutinized, so you don't really get to grow up normally,
Yes.
so to speak. So everything you're doing, you're like, oh my God, what will people say?
Yeah.
What will people say? So that's like the not fun aspect of it. But
Yeah.
then now, as you grow older, now people start to tell you, oh, okay, you're aging gracefully, and that sounds nice. You're like, yes, I'm really trying. It's the green tea.
Yeah.
And just watching yourself grow from like how I saw myself come from Teen Republic to working at Capital FM as a news anchor. It's growth with the age as well, and I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, would you say how old you are?
Yes, 27. I mean, I am 19 still.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Let's get it.
but
However, legally, you're
but legally, I'm
Already?
27. Yeah.
Chicky was 16 just
The other day.
I know, right?
I'm
Literally.
gonna ask you this question because a lot of people have started this conversation, and I hate backlash and rumors. People just don't know what you are. Would you like to clear that up?
What do you mean? What I am? I'm
Like,
female.
it's. I like that because that's the answer I've given. But people are like, okay, fine. Sometimes you're Somali, sometimes you're this, sometimes you're that. And I don't know why it actually bothers a lot of people. For me, it doesn't really matter, but it's something that keeps coming up.
I've been Somali, like since 1990, February 9th. It was a Friday at around midday when I was born. I'm half Somali, half Kikuyu. My dad's Kikuyu, my mom's Somali, and that's the half and half I've been ever since. And yeah, it's pretty much it.
No, but a lot of people have a lot of
Who are
theories.
these people? Where can I find them?
Oh, Twitter. They're called
them?
Kenyans
You know?
on Twitter.
Oh, KOT.
KOT.
Oh, KOT.
No, KOT. I mean, we have a love-hate relationship with them because they actually make you big or they make you small.
Yes.
And it is a relationship that you go through. How do you handle that?
I don't read tweets most of the time, especially when I know I've either been on television and I've said something that's probably really pissed people off, and you can just see notifications coming in. I just don't read them because when you read them, you're going to be tempted to respond because sometimes some of them are so ignorant. You're like, how did you, as a human being in this century, come to this? It's so annoying. You get so riled up. So there's just no point. You're like, you know what? I'm just not going to read it. I said what I had to say. There's no taking back what I said, so it's fine. I'll just live with the consequences.
So your Somali heritage that you've mentioned, so that's how you related to Sarah, Hassan, and Amina from your dad's side.
No, I'm not related to Amina. We're friends.
You're not.
You know, we
that's
all
another
just
thing.
look alike.
Everyone thinks you're related to Amina as well.
It's like one of those things where they normally say like a certain, like this, there's this certain Asian community where they all look alike. So I always feel like with all Somalis, we just in one way or
It's almost
another
like
look
they're
alike.
definitely
How come I
related.
didn't look like you guys?
Well,
I'm Somali.
Are you exotic too?
No. You are?
but
These are the guys for a quarter,
Yeah.
a quarter.
You look like a mix of stuff
a
as well.
quarter this, a quarter that. We love your quarters.
Oh, fine.
Anyway, let's talk about, you know, you're gorgeous, you're talented, and that got you TV. You're super talented on radio as well.
Yes.
Let's talk about Capital, transitioning from TV to radio.
Oh my God, that was hard. That was really hard because television for me is very easy. I would just get on screen and get in front of the camera and tell people about Chris Brown. That's very, very easy.
And you're likable too. I think it works for TV, but people don't quite say that. But, you know, a lot of, you know, comments back in the day when you were doing the TV show was, oh my God, I like her. Oh my God, I like her. You could go there and do no wrong. And so, and it was just like that.
This was me in high school. I would have really been popular, but no, as life would have it. The transition to radio partly had to do with the fact that I felt you cannot grow old on radio because, you know, it's not like people see your face every day.
Yeah.
So they're not going to start saying, okay, you've been a teen for a while, you know? So moving to radio was one of the things. I'd always wanted to work for Capital, first of all. So I was like, okay, so here's an opportunity to work for Capital. It's not what I wanted to do for them, but I get to work for them. And I might say no, and then this opportunity just never comes again. Yeah. So then off to radio I went. It was so hard because news is not easy. And I had to go from speaking like this to finding there's this voice. Our chairman always told me, you need to find that voice from in here. I'm like, what is that? He's like, you need to stop smoking. Maybe you'll find. I'm like, I don't smoke. No. How do I find this voice? And then there was also adapting to all of the names. There's a lot of names you say daily, and you have to say them as they are. Because in the beginning, I'd say somebody's name on radio, and I'm sure if they were sitting in their cars listening, they didn't know I was talking about them. They were like, who is that? You know? And if it wasn't that, I had to learn how to write a story from scratch, because they usually say that Capital is like the University of Media, because they teach you everything from scratch. You can't sit in the newsroom and just be a voice from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. You have to know how to do everything. And then there was learning how to do all that, and it wasn't easy. And our bosses are just, they're the best, but they're also quite strict. So there are days when you feel really beat down. You go on air and you make 10 million mistakes. You're taken off air, taken back to the field. You don't know people's names. You have to attend those press conferences until you do. It was very challenging. The first 2 years, I always asked myself, why am I doing this? I was having such an easy time on Teen Republic, but then it was worth it in the end.